and welcome to another commentary gameplay video. So today we are taking a look at the top 4 game happening in the Championship 2024 Wave 2 tournament. I already covered the top 16 as well as the top 8 game, which you can also see on my channel. And as a side note, if you haven't already, please click on the subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me and would support me in continuing providing these videos to you. So just a short click would help me out. So here in the top 4 we see some familiar faces. We have the blue Doflamingo against black Lucci. Both leaders we know a while, or let's say Doflamingo will get a boost with the new starter deck 17 that just released recently. So yeah, Luchi got first, no card plates on their first turn. Now it's back to the Doffy side. They played a Sengoku Searcher to check the top 5 for a 7 Warlords of the Sea card. So let's see what he decides to take. He grabbed the Trafalgar Law from the starter deck, right? The new one. I think the effect is you can bounce a card from your side to bounce a 4 cost of your opponent's side. An interesting fact to note, you can play the Trafalgar Law and immediately bounce himself back to your hand to maybe bounce back a Rebecca or Borsalino or any other 4 cost blocker. Just as a quick mention there. I think there's nothing. Yeah, he just then also played Perona on his first turn, stacked his top 5, and I would say from what I see, the cards and also what he has on available on his top deck, everything looks pretty stacked for the blue Doflamingo. So I would say he's in really good shape for this game. Now it's back to the Lucci side. He decides to swing 5 into the face, trashing a Lucci and a Ice Age, and yeah, minusing a 1 cost, but I think this doesn't matter at all, right? And then for 3 down, he just plays down a Hina, reducing the cost, but yeah, this is just mainly that he has a body on board to swing. Now it's back to the Doflamingo side, and we are now at the 4 down turn. He put 3 down into his hand. I mean, he will probably just maybe swing 8 into the face using leader effect, but yeah, I don't think there's anything else he could do right here, right? He decides to put 2 under the leader effect, using his leader effect, top deck, or like reveals a Jimbei, plays a Jimbei, plays then the Law. That was a really interesting play there. Use the Law effect to bounce back the Sengoku Searcher and bounce back the Hina on the Lucci side. So really getting back, or yeah, swinging the tempo in favor of the Doffy, and also getting a +1 into the hand. I think this was a pretty good turn for him. He grabs the other Trafalgar Law from OP07, it seems. Yeah, and bottom decks the rest. And yeah, just like that, we got 2 5000 bodies with 4 cost in play for Doflamingo on the second turn of the game. So 8. He has pretty much like 10 Don worth of characters in his field, which is pretty strong. Decides to, I think he will attack into the Jimbei, and I think he minuses the Law. I couldn't quite make it out. The Doffy side decides to counter out of this attack, and then he plays the Kaku to KO the Trafalgar Law. And yeah, now we are getting back to the side of the Doffy. We are now at 6 Don, and usually, let me maybe pause here real quick. So we see in his hand he has the Jimbei and the Boa Hancock, the new blocker card, and on 6 Don, this is the turn which you can do like really crazy stuff. You can now play the Jimbei for 4, play out the Boa for 3, using the Boa effect, stacking your top 3 however you want, and you can put the rest of Don onto your leader. Then you can attach another Don to your leader and still have 1 Don to activate your leader's ability. So for 6 Don you can play a Jimbei into a Boa into the leader effect, effectively playing out like 12 Don worth of cards, right? So yeah, this is just the dream opening for Doffy, I would say, and I think the player will do exactly this. Yeah, he drops down the Jimbei, rests 4 Don, plays down the Boa, looks at his top 3 cards, and oh, this is really bad. There was no 7 Warlord of the Sea character there, so he bottom decked all the cards And now he is in blind mode with his leader effect and is just hoping that Zon under his leader, using the leader effect, and do a blind leader effect, and it's a perfume. So sadly no character gets to play out with the leader effect. That's a little downside, I would say, or not the optimal turn for Doflamingo. I mean, you can't complain, right? We have a board with a Jinbei, a Boa, another Jinbei, and we are just out of turn 3 of the Doffy side, so it's looking still pretty good. Now back to the Luchi side. There was a 5k swing to life. The Boa blocked this, and then there's the Jack, and he used the Jack to probably KO the Boa Hancock, I would say. And Doffy got a block out of the Boa with the free attack of the Lucci. So now we are back at the Doffy side, and we are now at 8 Dawn for Doffy. Now let's see what he decides to do. He could swing really hard now. And he could also play the Weevil, maybe. Maybe he uses the Weevil to draw a card and then decides to use his leader effect. He could also swing in the characters, but I think at this point, because you have the perfume in hand, I think the best play here would be just to go really hard in the face, right? Just pressure the Lucci life, because if you get him down to 0 life, you can always just threaten the game with a perfume onto your leader, putting all Dawn under it, and just attack all in the face. And usually nobody can defend like a 14 or 15k attack, right? So he just swing 5 into face, and I think the Lucci player blocked with a Brook. Now he's deciding what to do with the rest of his Dons. I think I would like some 7s. Maybe he do, maybe a 6 with the Jinbei, a 7 with his leader with effect, and then for 4 he plays another Weevil, I would say. Just to have another body on board, and also replenish his hand size with the draw 1 card effect of the Weevil. And I think that's what we will see right here, right? So the 6k got counted out with a 2k. I think from the Lucci side it's always smart if you can get away on attacks that just cost like 1 hand card. I think it's good to defend these attacks. And here we see this was, let me pause really quick. This was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 11k swing, I think, into the Jack. So that's why he decided to drop 2Ks here. I think, you can definitely attack right there. He also used the leader effect. Let me just go back. I didn't saw what the top deck was. It was a Jozu, right? Yeah. So it was a Jozu. So he's pretty unlucky with his leader effect, because he's also doing it blindly right now. So no additional character here. And I think next turn the Jinbeis won't be for too long, right? So I think now we are at 9 Dawn for Lucci. We probably see like a he doesn't have a Gecko Mori in hand, right? I thought he would have a Gecko Mori in hand, but it doesn't look like it. So he starts with a 5k swing into Jinbei, reducing the other Jinbei by 1, discarding a Jack and I think a Brook. Now the opponent is looking through this card, checking the options. But we know that he doesn't have a Gecko Mori in hand. 5k, do you defend it? What do we have here? We have a 2k and a 1k in hand for the Doflamingo player. He decides to play use the Gecko Mori as a 1k counter to get out of this attack. Yep. Now we see probably a 7k swing, into Jinbei. Maybe he plays another Jack and then he rests his Jack to KO the other Jinbei. I think that's what we see right here. There will be a 8k swing into the Jinbei, still having 7 Dons left, so I think he will a display for sure. This yeah, shows that he will go with the check play. Yep. He attacked with his other check also into life. The Doflamingo player took this, and with the newly played check, he used his yeah, rest effect to put himself sideways, draw a card, trash a card, and KOs the other Jinbei, which was a 3 cost. So I think the turns have shifted now into favor of the Lucci. It looked so promising for the Blue Doflamingo player, essentially because he was on the going second curve and had the Jinbei into Boa Hancock play on the third turn of the game. But sadly he didn't yeah, got this additional benefit out of his leader, right? So essentially he's playing, let's say I would say with a playing leader, kind of. I mean in the first turn he got a Doflamingo, like a Jinbei out of his leader effect. So yeah, that makes, yeah, this was some use he got out of his leader. But the other turns he just wasted literally like 1 Don for nothing. Or he paid 1 Don essentially to reveal a top card to his opponent as well. So if the opponent is taking a note here, he knows already 2 cards in the hand of the Doflamingo. And also note that there are 2 non-countered cards in his hand with the Perfume and the Jozu. Now we see the Doflamingo leader effect happening again. And I think he didn't use leader effect, right? I think he just attacked for 7 and played 2 Weevil from his hand. I think raw, yeah. That's what was going on there. For 10 Don, he put 2 on his leader. And for 4 and 4, he played 2 Weevil for 8 Don in total. And the 7k swing with the Doflamingo got taken by Lucci. So, yeah, back to Lucci side. We are entering a 10 Don turn. And he got the Gecko Moria, I think, from the live. And I think now, yeah, now we have all the options available. And I think you don't have to think too hard. You can, yeah, probably use swing 5 if your leader, reduce 1 Weevil, then you check 1 Weevil. You can play your Gecko with a Lucci and a Tsuro to get rid of a Searcher and also the other Weevil. So you're essentially getting rid of all the Dons your opponent spent to play down these cards. So I think at the end of this turn there will only be 1 Searcher left on the Doflamingo side, right? Maybe he will also clear the whole board. This could also be a possibility with maybe an Ice Age, maybe some Gecko into Brook turn. So yeah, there are some possibilities there for sure. I think as a, yeah, I don't know if I like the, maybe we can pause real quick here. What happened here? So Lucci decided to put 2 Don to his leader. He swings 7 into face. Whoops, let me get this straight here. Just move the screen. Sorry for that. Okay, so Lucci swung 7 into the Doflamingo live, reduced 1 Weevil by 1. Then he used his check to KO the Weevil. Decides to trash a Brook, but we saw that the Lucci player has a Rebecca in hand, and we don't have a Rebecca in trash. And he also has the Spanner in hand, and the Lucci was discarded, I think, with the first leader effect in the start of the game. So I would much rather prefer to discard a Rebecca here, just enabling our Gecko into Rebecca, into Tsuru, into grabbing a 2k back, playing the Spanner down, and playing the Lucci with the Spanner effect. To have like a 21 Don Gecko play. I think there was like a missed opportunity for this. Let's see maybe if he gets punished for that. But I think Lucci is so far ahead. Ah no, sorry, there is already a Rebecca here, right? Okay, then yeah, that's fine. That was a mistake by me. I didn't saw that there was a Rebecca already in play on the trash, so yeah. Now we see a Gecko is getting played. He plays a Rebecca as an active blocker. Probably he will play out a Tsuru. Yep, -2 to the other Weevil. Then he will grab a Brook and play the Presser Brook to get rid of a Sengoku here. And then he will using the other check, draw a card, treasure Ice Age to get rid of the other Weevil here. And yeah, just like that, as I predicted, we just got 1 Searcher left for Doflamingo. And yeah, it doesn't look too good, right? We have 2 Jacks, a Gecko, a Brook, a Rebecca. We got 2 live for Lucci, so yeah, there's no danger at all. He has no threat on board. I mean, this turn he could maybe attack with his Searcher and also the leader to maybe get another life, but I think it doesn't look too good. I think there will be, yeah, not much he can do. So what is he deciding to do? He is taking 4 Dons into his hand. Now he's splitting up his Don, thinking about maybe going for a Josu. Maybe he plays Josu to bounce back the Rebecca and then swings like a 9k into face. Could be. He decides to play a Boa Hancock to look at his top 3. We didn't saw what was in the deck, so he bottom decked also the 3 cards. So I think, yeah, he is pretty unfortunate with everything he sees on top of his board. Now I think he found a 7 Warlord of the Sea type character in his top 3. I think it was a Gecko Moria, right? So I think he will use this on top to maybe get a 2k back. Yeah. Then there is also Sengoku Searcher and another Trafalgar Law. Yeah, he putting the Gecko on top. Putting another Rested Don to the leader. Now he's swinging 8k into face using his leader effect. And yeah, playing the Gecko Moria to get back, I would say, a 2k. Yeah, getting the 2k Law back into his hand. And 8k is an easy block for Lucci. Yeah, this is just, I would say, yeah, the Lucci principle, or Lucci standard, I would say. When there's a I would say 7 or more attack power, attack incoming, and you got a Rebecca in the field, you usually just counter out of it, right? Or you use the Rebecca to block this attack. Yeah, now we are back in the Lucci side, and I mean, honestly, you could just swing with everything you have, but I think, yeah, he decides to with a 7k into the Gecko Moria, the rested unit, trash 2 card, and minusing 1, I think, a Boa. And now he decides, does he want to block with it? Maybe he blocks with the Boa that got rested, like get of course reduced, and use a 2k to save this Gecko, because he knows then the Jack will just getting rested and kill the Boa. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look so too good, right? 2 Jacks and a Gecko is just so much power on board. So now we're seeing a 7k swing from Brook into the Gecko, reducing the other Boa by 1 cost. This indicates, yeah, that everything will be KO'd from the Doffy side. He just uses his Jack to get rid of 1 Boa, then he will rest his Jack to draw a card. He could also attack into it, right? Now he's deciding. He uses Jack again, draw a card, and trashes another Lucci, getting rid of the Boa, and then there will be a 9k swing. Another thing he could do would be swinging 9 into the Boa Hancock, maybe getting 2 cards out of the hand of the Doflamingo player, and then he could also use the Jack to get rid of the Perona, right? Because, I mean, Perona is just a 2k body, but it's, yeah, essentially another attacking threat. The Doflamingo player has potential to attack, right? But yeah, I think that the Lucci side is just too far ahead in this game to, yeah, do anything. And there we see the concession. He just drops all the cards and concedes there, right? I think this board was just too strong. So yeah. Yeah, that was it for the top 4 match. And as I said, I hope you are subscribed, or if not, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. Check out also my other videos. We saw some interesting games there with Shanks against Blackbeard and also a Buggy against Doflamingo. So yeah, please check them out if you haven't already. And I hope to see you on the next video. Have a good day and bye.